Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
Imagine a tape that could append everything we know about Hollywood's glamorous, untouchable elite. Joe Rogan, famous for his unfiltered podcast, recently hinted he might possess shocking footage from one of Diddy's infamous parties. Scandalous material rumored to expose explosive secrets about gatherings attended by high-profile celebrities. If these revelations were to come to light, they could shake pop culture to its core, potentially bringing down some of its most powerful and influential figures.
I would imagine if you were the CIA, you're like, okay, we're looking for people who have gone through these things in their life that have curated this kind of like personality type.
Well, isn't it just like part of the gig? Like here's for instance, like your bit about Puffy.
For years, Sean Combs, known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, or just Diddy, has been a towering figure in music and Hollywood's elite circles. From pioneering hip-hop through Bad Boy Records to building empires in fashion and spirits, his influence is undeniable. But recently, Diddy's name has been linked to something far darker. Lawsuits, indictments, and shocking allegations have surfaced, revealing accusations of coercion, manipulation, and high-stakes gatherings insiders have dubbed freak-offs. Now, with rumors swirling that Joe Rogan possesses explosive video evidence, there's a real possibility Hollywood's carefully guarded secrets may be laid bare, exposing a side of celebrity culture we've only heard whispers about.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail.
In a recent conversation with comedian Andrew Schulz on the *JRE* podcast, Joe Rogan didn't shy away from delving into the unsettling rumors surrounding Diddy's alleged double life. The two went beyond merely discussing the allegations. They suggested these scandals might be part of something far larger, a culture of complicity within the entertainment elite.
Exactly. You're just like, it's there. I mean, it's not just there.
Yes.
It's everywhere. My news feed is dominated by it. Fox News, CNN, everyone. There's raids at Diddy's house.
On the *JRE* podcast, comedian Andrew Schulz raised the possibility of links between Diddy's controversies and the Jeffrey Epstein case, hinting at a network of powerful figures using their influence for self-protection. When Joe Rogan casually mentioned Prince Harry hanging out with Diddy, listeners were left buzzing with curiosity. Was this a slip or another piece in an intricate puzzle connecting elites? To grasp why Rogan's rumored possession of this footage is so significant, it's essential to understand the backdrop of Diddy's controversial world. The term freak-off parties might sound bizarre, but it's at the center of several lawsuits against the hip-hop mogul. These gatherings, as described in legal complaints, allegedly took place in luxurious mansions and upscale hotel suites, shrouded in secrecy and excess. One of the most detailed lawsuits came from Cassie Ventura, a former girlfriend and pop singer who claimed she was subjected to disturbing situations and long-lasting ordeals. Her allegations painted Diddy as a man who went to great lengths to maintain absolute control over guests and protect his gatherings. Cassie's account shocked many, not just for its revelations, but for exposing the depths of Diddy's efforts to guard his carefully crafted world.
Every aspect of her life. He is accused of frequently beating her and would hide her in hotel rooms for days until the bruising and signs of abuse were gone.
Cassie's account marked a pivotal moment in Diddy's ongoing legal troubles, especially as she described orchestrated, multi-day events filled with elaborate setups. According to her, these gatherings often served a clear purpose: to showcase control over guests, both famous and unknown. Even more disturbing is the number of high-profile figures allegedly connected to these gatherings.
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold austere facility.
We're talking about headline-making stars like Justin Bieber, who once called Diddy his big brother and was often seen with him early in his career, and Usher, who reportedly lived with Diddy as a teenager. Both were part of Diddy's inner circle and, as Rogan and Schultz noted, have maintained a respectful silence regarding recent allegations, fueling further curiosity about what they might know.
I think it's over.
Do you think it's over?
I think it's over for him as like a figure in entertainment.
Right. But do you
Like,
think it's over as him as far
going
as
to
like
jail?
he gets a cell right next to R. Kelly?
I don't think so.
Rogan and Schultz's conversation hinted at underlying power plays and potential cover-ups among the elite. Schultz even suggested that when federal agents raided Diddy's properties, they weren't just investigating Diddy's potential involvement. They might have been searching for evidence that could implicate others in his network. Schultz speculated that these raids could be about tapes of powerful figures, adding that it may not have been Diddy alone who orchestrated the cleanup, but rather other influential individuals with much at stake if evidence surfaced. This theory aligns with recent conspiracy ideas, suggesting that Hollywood elites may be entwined in a hidden, tightly guarded network.
Now you got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say yesterday, and is on his way to the Cape Verde Island.
As we delve deeper, the intrigue surrounding Diddy's alleged control tactics becomes even darker. Insiders and industry sources claim Diddy kept a black book akin to Jeffrey Epstein's infamous list of associates. This alleged book reportedly holds contacts of wealthy and powerful individuals who may have attended these gatherings or, at the very least, turned a blind eye. If Rogan truly possesses video evidence that could illuminate these connections, it would be a monumental revelation. The potential fallout could be staggering, especially if some of Hollywood's biggest names are revealed as participants in an environment steeped in secrecy and complicity.
Evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named.
Among those rumored to be in Diddy's circle are celebrities from various entertainment sectors, including actors and musicians. Names like Usher, who was reportedly immersed in Diddy's world as a young artist, and Justin Bieber, who has been photographed with Diddy at high-profile events, are now under scrutiny. Even comedian Russell Brand, who faced allegations last year, recalled in a 201 interview that Diddy took him on a wild and forced trip to Las Vegas, implying he witnessed things he couldn't publicly discuss. Adding a royal touch to the unfolding narrative is Prince Harry, whose connection to Diddy remains speculative. However, photographs from past public events show Harry, Diddy, and other prominent figures enjoying casual interactions, fueling theories about the extent of Diddy's influence.
We're tracking music mogul Sean Diddy Combs on watch at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after 2 judges denied his request for bail. This as a grand jury is expected to hear new testimony from workers very soon.
Yet Diddy was not just an artist or businessman. He also served as a strategic mentor to emerging talents, creating a cycle where fame and loyalty were deeply intertwined. However, the cost of remaining in his orbit might have been far greater than mere career advancement. Kid Cudi, who reportedly had a brief relationship with Cassie, faced Diddy's wrath to such an extent that, according to reports, Diddy allegedly destroyed his car. This incident is widely viewed as an example of Diddy's intimidation tactics, a way to send a clear message to anyone who dared to cross him. Cassie's lawsuit and Kid Cudi's experience raise a larger question. How many people have chosen to stay silent out of fear for their safety or careers? It's this chilling atmosphere that Rogan hinted could be laid bare if he truly possesses the footage he claims.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who don't really want it.
Rumors about Diddy's elite connections have spread like wildfire since the accusations first emerged. In a world where power and influence often translate to protection, Diddy's access to influential figures may have shielded him for years. Allegations suggest ties extending to Donald Trump and various business moguls, indicating that Diddy mingled with individuals capable of pulling strings within the industry. His social events, once the stuff of tabloid fantasies, have now become the focal point of serious inquiries and speculation regarding how many of Hollywood's most powerful figures were aware of or even involved in his allegedly orchestrated gatherings.
That's what people are saying, and maybe everybody's a conspiracy theorist now, but that's what people are saying about the Diddy situation. Like when the feds rolled up, with the Hummers and shit, they're like, it wasn't about Diddy. It was about if there were tapes of powerful people there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They were the ones that called. They're like, I need to protect myself, so go in there with all the things and rip any tapes or any evidence.
One of the most unsettling aspects of the entire affair is how it has illuminated a culture of silence within Hollywood. High-profile attendees and associates have largely remained tight-lipped even as Diddy's legal troubles continue to mount. This silence has fueled speculation, with many suggesting that other elite figures either fear backlash or have their own secrets intertwined with Diddy's lifestyle. Among the guests at these parties, some of whom have been implicated by association, are musicians like Jay-Z and Beyoncé, who have been photographed with Diddy at various music events and private gatherings over the years. Additionally, Ashton Kutcher, who once co-hosted a white party with Diddy, has hinted at having secrets he couldn't disclose. This silence, especially from those closest to Diddy, only deepens the aura of secrecy surrounding his inner circle.
There are some problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see.
With Rogan and Scholes stirring the pot, anticipation surrounding the alleged footage has reached a fever pitch. Fans and critics are speculating that the tapes could unveil a level of complicity that extends far beyond one man's actions. Could the rumors be true that Rogan's footage contains enough damning evidence to compel these silent figures into the spotlight? What if Rogan's tapes expose not just Diddy, but a broader network that has functioned under Hollywood's protective veil for decades?
Harry was hanging with Diddy.
I mean, everybody hung with Diddy. That's the other tricky thing. Like, Diddy hung out with everybody. And I've spoken to a bunch of people who are like, yo, great dude, like, always there for you, never asked for a single thing.
Till 1 a.m.
And then freak off.
Everybody says, get out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like the gremlins start eating after midnight.
The celebrity world is no stranger to scandal, but what Rogan has hinted at could represent something entirely different. A potential unraveling of Hollywood's core and the unmasking of practices once protected by fame and fortune. If Rogan decides to release his alleged footage, it could set off a wave of repercussions that would affect not only Diddy but also everyone connected to his exclusive world. Could this be the dawn of a Hollywood reckoning, where fame no longer guarantees immunity?
Okay, so then there's the question. It's like, can you take a completely normal person, give them power, and then they become that? Or does it take a power-hungry person that has this void that needs to be filled, and then when they are given that power, you see the worst version of them?
Ask your CIA boy. I bet he's got the answers. I bet he knows the exact formula.
To corrupting somebody or to...
What happens? What happens?
As we peel back the layers of Diddy's case, it becomes evident that this issue extends beyond one man's alleged dark side. It unveils a much deeper systemic culture within Hollywood that appears to protect its most powerful figures from facing real consequences. Diddy's influence has spanned decades, reaching into the highest echelons of the music industry, fashion, and even politics. For years, he has surrounded himself with loyal associates, bodyguards, business partners, and others, many of whom seem to have chosen silence over challenging the man who effectively controlled their livelihoods. This silence creates an invisible barrier, preventing the public from understanding what truly happens behind the scenes. What makes Rogan's alleged footage so dangerous is its potential to disrupt this carefully crafted environment of discretion and secrecy. Hollywood's elite circles have repeatedly maintained an unspoken code that allows the powerful to operate without fear of exposure, but Rogan's rumored tapes could shatter this protective wall, especially if they reveal how Diddy's network facilitated his alleged actions, whether through inaction or outright support.
Special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, which means that any movement within that unit is controlled and coordinated, and no inmate moves outside of his cell without being in full restraints, to include leg irons, handcuffs, a belly chain, and at least 2, if not 3, staff members escorting them.
To understand how deep these roots go, we must examine how powerful personalities in Hollywood maintain their influence. Diddy's empire, for instance, extends beyond music. It encompasses a web of companies, investments, and influential relationships that enable him to pull strings both within the industry and beyond. According to rumors, his employees were not only complicit in keeping his secrets, but also played active roles in safeguarding his image. One lawsuit revealed details about assistants and security personnel whose responsibilities extended beyond merely guarding him. Their job was to ensure that no inconvenient truths ever leaked out.
Either way, if you got to run to a private island because your evil doings is doing so much and they storming your house, it's one of these.
In this climate of control, victims are left feeling isolated, aware that speaking out could mean going up against a powerful, interconnected group willing to do whatever it takes to protect their interests. This isn't mere speculation. Recent lawsuits indicate that Diddy maintained a network of individuals specifically tasked with cleaning up after his parties, whether that involved managing the fallout from a wild night or ensuring that incriminating evidence was never left behind. What Rogan could potentially expose is a hidden Hollywood where the powerful leverage their connections to protect not just themselves, but also one another, fostering a culture in which accountability becomes nearly impossible.
But he tells the stories like, I saw I go upstairs and these dudes are like right on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I go in this room and these guys are
Yeah.
like,
And pros. Like, apparently he was getting male gigolos to girls.
girls.
Yeah, that was one of the rumors, like the
Male
freak off. So he would
gigolos.
hire the professional to have with the girls, and I think he would watch.
Rogan's history of delving into conspiracy theories gives him a unique appeal in this context. His audience has come to expect him to tackle topics that others shy away from, and his willingness to challenge the elite resonates with those who are distrustful of the inner workings of celebrity circles. Rogan's infamous *JRE* podcast isn't merely a platform for celebrities and influencers to promote themselves. It's a space where controversial subjects are openly discussed. In past episodes, he has tackled big names, exposing what some consider Hollywood's darker side. However, this time is different. The potential implications of his possession of these tapes are staggering, as they could not only validate years of rumors, but also illuminate how Hollywood's elite manipulate their images and the power dynamics at play.
Complete with very, very serious and salacious allegations, including allegations that Combs had cameras throughout his home.
Diddy's alleged network brings to mind past instances where public figures seemed untouchable until everything unraveled. If the rumored footage from Rogan is authentic, it could become a pivotal piece of evidence, not only affecting Diddy but also sending shockwaves throughout Hollywood by implicating attendees of his notorious gatherings, regardless of their level of involvement. The fallout could be monumental if this footage uncovers connections between Diddy's inner circle and some of the industry's most revered names. Stars who have remained silent might suddenly feel pressured to address public opinion, as the very foundations of their carefully curated images could be at stake.
90s.
Music business. It's a lot of people.
It's not just the music business. It's like, it's the extortion business.
Well, yeah. I mean, the rap game was crazy. That's a thing a lot of people don't realize is like, back in the day, especially like early rap game, you weren't just going to play at, what's the random theater that you would play in LA?
There are people on both sides of this issue. On one hand, you have those on the right trying to expose those on the left, while journalists are also looking to hold accountable everyone involved in this situation. Despite their efforts, they've managed to keep that list from being released, which highlights just how powerful certain individuals are. This should be very telling and quite terrifying.
There's people on both sides, right? There's the people on the right that are trying to nail the people that are on the left with this. There's people that are journalists that are trying to nail the people that were involved in this.
This is it, yeah.
And they've managed to keep that list from coming out, which shows you how powerful certain people are. That should show you a lot. That should be terrifying.
This secrecy goes beyond merely avoiding scandal. It upholds a culture of complicity surrounding Diddy's alleged black book, which reportedly contains the names of numerous high-profile individuals who either attended his gatherings or supported his ventures. This rumored list, akin to the one associated with Jeffrey Epstein, suggests a network where alliances are built on shared secrets and mutual silence. If Rogan's footage confirms the existence of this list, it would be a groundbreaking revelation, calling into question the integrity of some of Hollywood's most beloved stars. When discussing Diddy's elite social circle, we're not just talking about friendships. Many of these celebrities reportedly benefited from his mentorship and influence. Usher, who lived with Diddy as a young artist, has frequently described that experience as unique, alluding to things he witnessed that hint at activities beyond typical mentorship. Justin Bieber, too, referred to Diddy as a big brother and was often seen at events alongside him, sharing tales of wild adventures. However, in light of recent allegations, the context of these stories has shifted, placing both Bieber and Usher under scrutiny, as what once seemed like harmless anecdotes now raises important questions about what they may have witnessed or experienced within Diddy's world.
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
It's not merely about loyalty or friendship. It revolves around how these bonds of silence have shielded individuals who may have been more aware of Diddy's lifestyle than they have admitted. Rogan's rumored footage could reveal whether these celebrities turned a blind eye to his actions or simply reaped the benefits of remaining in Diddy's good graces. With the stakes so high, it's no surprise that many of Diddy's former associates have chosen to remain quiet, hoping to avoid being caught in the crossfire of this controversy. However, if Rogan's takes are as incriminating as some speculate, mere silence may no longer be sufficient to protect them.
Of course, there's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers.
As the web of connections expands, Diddy's relationships extend beyond just musicians and actors. He has cultivated ties with influential figures in fashion, media, and business as well. His well-known friendship with Jay-Z exemplifies this, as both are titans of the music industry with a bond that transcends mere professional connections. However, with each new lawsuit and allegation against Diddy, questions arise about how much Jay-Z and other industry moguls who have attended Diddy's gatherings knew about their friends' alleged behavior. Hollywood's long-standing culture of silence, which has protected powerful individuals for years, could be facing a reckoning if Rogan's footage becomes public. Those who have stood by Diddy might suddenly find themselves in the spotlight, forced to confront their own choices and associations. Public reaction would likely be swift, as fans and critics alike call for accountability from stars who have built their careers on carefully curated images. The shockwaves could be immense if Rogan's footage not only implicates Diddy, but also exposes the enablers who helped him sustain his influential position.